everyone, I'm Geetu from THiNC Institute of Design, and today we'll be learning about Subject-Verb Agreement. Subject-Verb Agreement is one of the most easiest grammar topics in English. Let's get started. What is Subject-Verb Agreement? In Subject-Verb Agreement, the verb of a sentence should agree with the subject of that sentence. But first of all, what is subject and verb? Subject of a sentence is what the sentence is about. Like, he plays cricket. What is the sentence about? It is about him. He is the subject here and plays is the verb. In subject-verb agreement, what we say is that if the subject is singular, the verb should also be singular. If the subject is plural, then the verb should also be plural. Look at the sentences here. The flower I bought from the market was beautiful. The flowers I bought from the market were beautiful. What is the difference here? Flower. Flower is a singular subject, so we used a singular verb. Flowers is a plural subject, so we used a plural verb. So this is basically subject-verb agreement. For a singular subject, you should use a singular verb, and for a plural subject, we should use a plural verb. So, how do we make the verbs singular and plural? Let us look at the two examples given here. He walks to school every day. They walk to school every day. What is the difference here? With the singular subject he, we used the singular form of the verb, which is walks. With the plural subject they, we used the plural form of the verb walk. Okay, now in this case, don't get it confused with the nouns. You know how nouns work. For a singular subject, let's take a pen. Pen is the singular form of the noun. But to say pens is the plural form of the noun. What did we do there? We added an S. To make a singular noun to a plural, we added an S. But in the case of verbs, the opposite thing happens. When we add S to a verb, it makes it singular. Therefore, walks here is a singular verb. Walk here is a plural verb. In the next case, when two subjects are joined by and, they take a plural verb. Let us look at the examples here. Sneha and Sheetal. These are two subjects. Two singular subjects. When two singular subjects are combined by and, we take the plural form, are. Therefore, Sneha and Sheetal are friends. Apples and oranges are fruits. So, when two subjects are combined by and, we added the plural form of the verb. But this does not happen all the time. We have an exception case. Idli and sambar is my favorite dish. Why didn't we use idli and sambar are my favorite dish? Because here idli and sambar, it's a combination. They go together. So when instances where we use and, but it represents a single idea, we use a singular verb. Similarly, bread and butter is my favorite breakfast. Bread and butter. We have two subjects, but still we used bread and butter is. Why? Because it represents a singular idea. Okay, the next case. When the article or possessive is used once and it refers to one person or thing, it takes a singular verb. Let us look at the example here. My friend and guide is coming today. Imagine you are on a trip and just someone said, my friend and guide is coming today. What does it mean? It means that the friend and guide is the same person. Let us look at another example. The coach and captain has arrived. Imagine you are on a playground and someone just yelled, the coach and captain has arrived. What does it mean? It means that the coach and captain is the same person. When the article or possessive is repeated and refers to two different people or things, it takes a plural verb. Let us look at the same example. The coach and the captain are present. We repeated the article the coach and the captain. So it means that there are two different people. The coach and captain are two different people. Since it is two different people, we used are. Okay. Let us look at the next case. When we are talking about a name of a person, book, place, shop or a movie, we use a singular verb. Let us look at the examples. Taylor and Sons is a famous bookstore. Just because you see a Sons here doesn't mean that it is an R. Taylor and Sons is the name of a bookstore, so we use is. The Beatles is my favorite band. War and Peace is a classic novel. The United Nations is headquartered in New York. So just remember the name of a person, book, place, shop or a movie, even if it sounds plural, uses a singular verb. Now, you have countable and uncountable nouns. What are they? Countable nouns which we can count. Uncountable nouns which we can't. Just like liquid, water, we can't count it. When the fraction refers to a quantity or mass, we use a singular verb. 3/4 of the milk. Can we count it? No. So for uncountable nouns, we use the singular form of the verb. 3/4 of the milk is spoiled. Half of the water is gone. Uncountable nouns, we use a singular verb. Let us look at the next case. Half of the students are absent. We can count the students. Students is a countable noun. 10% of the apples are rotten. So here you have to remember when we can count it. When it is a countable noun, we have to use the plural form of the verb. When it is uncountable, like 3/4 of the milk, half of the water, we use a singular verb. And some nouns are singular. News, headquarters, barracks, species. These kind of words always use the singular verb. Countable nouns which are always plural. Goods, odds, surroundings, proceeds. These words are considered plural. Let us look at the next case. Nouns in pairs. Some nouns are always plural in form because they refer to two parts that make up one item. Scissors, trousers, jeans, goggles, spectacles. So there are two parts to these items. Therefore, we consider it as plural. These scissors are sharp. It is not this scissor is sharp. It is these scissors are sharp. The shoes are under the bed. But when we use one pair, a pair of scissors, it means that it is singular. When we use a pair, we consider it as singular. A pair of scissors is on the table. A pair of grey trousers was bought yesterday. It was not where, it is a pair of grey trousers was bought yesterday. So, these nouns, they have two parts, and just because they have two parts, we will consider it as plural nouns. And if we use a pair, then we can consider it as a singular noun. The next case, collective nouns. When we are talking about a group of people, animals or things, we use collective nouns. For example, team, group, class, herd, family, jury, band. These are words which we use to talk about a group of people, animal or things. When the group acts as one unit, we use a singular verb. For example, the team is celebrating their victory. Here, we consider this team as a single unit. The family lives in Mumbai. The family, single unit. So, therefore, we used a singular verb, lives. The jury has been unable to decide yet. Jury, collective noun, so we used has. But when the members act individually, then we use a plural verb. For example, the members of the team, we are talking about each member. The members of the team are tired. The team are wearing their new jersey. Here we are considering the individual members of that team. The jury are divided in their opinion. We have a jury and the members of those jury is divided in their opinion. So, the jury are. So, we use the collective nouns as a singular unit when we are talking about as a group, when we are talking about it as a group. But when we are talking about the members individually, we use a plural verb. Let us look at the next case. For indefinite pronouns, we use singular verbs. Everyone, anyone, someone, no one, everybody, nobody. These are the indefinite pronouns. When we use these kind of pronouns, we use a singular verb. Let us look at the example. Everyone loves music. Everyone is the indefinite pronoun, and with it we used the singular form of the verb loves. Nobody is at the party. Nobody is an indefinite pronoun, so we use is. Someone has left their book here. Someone has. It is not have, it is has. So for indefinite pronouns like these, we use a singular verb. But we have an exception. Some indefinite pronouns are plural and they take plural verbs. For example, several, few, many, others, both, various, multiple. These kind of indefinite pronouns use plural verbs. Several students are participating. It is not is. It is several students are participating. Many cars are parked. Some can be singular or plural depending on the meaning. For example, all of the water is gone. All of the water, we told earlier, water, uncountable noun. We can't count it. So we use a singular verb. All of the students are ready. We can count the students, right? So we use are ready. Are we clear? So then let's move on to the next slide. Each. When each comes in sentences, we use the singular form of the verb. For example, each of the boys was given a present. Each of the boys, there are a group of boys and we are giving the present to each one of them. So each of the boys was given a present. Each boy was given a present. But in this sentence, the boys were each given a present. Why? Because the importance here is for the boys. The boys is the plural verb. Therefore, we used were, each given a present. In the first two sentences, that is, each of the boys was given a present, each boy was given a present, we are giving the importance to each. Each of the person was given a present. But in this sentence, we are telling that the boys, there were a group of boys and they were each, the boys were each given a present. Next. Either or, neither nor, not only but also. In these type of conjunction pairs, we have a certain proximity rule. Neither the shoes nor the bag dash the dress. Neither the bag nor the shoes dash the dress. In the first sentence, let us look. Neither the shoes, plural, nor the bag matches the dress. We are looking at the word which is near to the verb. Imagine that there is a dash here. Okay. Neither the shoes nor the bag. Bag. Is it singular or plural? It is singular. Bag. Therefore, we used a singular verb. But when we look at the next sentence, neither the bag nor the shoes. Shoes, singular or plural? Plural. Therefore, we used the plural form of the verb. Match. Okay. This is the same case with the next one also. Either the doctor or the nurses stay with the patient. Nurses, plural form. So, we used a plural verb. Either the nurses or the doctor. Doctor, singular. So, we use stays with the patient. Not only the cat, but also the dogs. The stress is on the dogs. The subject which is near to the verb. Dogs have gone missing. Not only the dogs, but the cat. The stress is on the cat here. Has gone missing. So, for these conjunction pairs, either or, neither nor, not only but also, the verb agrees with the subject which is near to it. We have to look at the verb which is here. In this sentence, we have two subjects, shoes, bag. We have to look at the verb which is near. We have to look at the noun which is near to the verb. This is the proximity rule. Let us look at the next case. When you see sentences like these with one of the, we have to use a singular verb. Let us look at the first sentence. One of the students, we have a group of students there, and one of the student is giving a presentation. So the subject is one of that students, not students. Next sentence. One of the teams is going to make it to the regional. We have a lot of teams there, and among them only one team. So we are talking about a singular subject. One of the houses that are for sale is my dream home. Here, the R you see here, it's only for the houses. A lot of houses are on sale, and among those houses, one of the houses is my dream home. Okay. Next case, more than. When you see more than, the verb agrees with the nearest noun. More than one boy was present in class. You have to look at the subject here. One boy, singular or plural? Singular. So we used was. More than two boys, singular or plural? Plural. So we use were present in class. Next case, when you see a number of students, we use a plural verb. A number of students are attending a seminar. A number of suggestions were made. So when you see one of the students, we use a singular verb, and when it is a number of, we use a plural verb. Then, if it is the number of suggestions, it is a singular verb. The number of suggestions, there is a specific number. The number of suggestions, we are talking about that number, is singular. The number of suggestions made was huge. Next, sums of money, periods, distances, weights, measurements. They are treated as singular nouns, and therefore we use a singular verb. 500 rupees is a large sum. 2 years is a long time. 50 kilometers is a large distance. So just because you see an S here, don't assume that it is a plural subject and use a plural verb. These units, when it comes to rupees, measurements and weights, we use a singular verb. Next, in conjunctions like but, besides, as well as, along with, unlike, with, together with, the verb agrees with the main subject. We look at the example. The president, along with his advisors, is on his way to Europe. We have to look at the main subject here. The main subject is our president, the president, and with him, along with him, we have the advisors. The is agreeing with the president here, the singular subject. So sentences like these, with all these conjunctions, you have to use the verb which agree with the main subject. The president, along with his advisors. Who is the main subject? It is the president and not the advisors. The president, along with his advisors, is on his way to Europe. My mother, with my brothers, is going to Pune. My mother is a subject here. The car which belongs to my brother is not clean. Who is the subject? The car is a subject. And in these kind of sentences, the verb agrees with the main subject. Next, with I, what do we use? Is it was or were? We use was, right? I was absent for class yesterday. I was sick. So with I, we use was. But we have an exception. We use were when we are talking about wishes or hypothetical situations, some things which are never gonna happen. I wish I were a queen. It's not gonna happen, so I'm using were. I wish my father were here. I wish I were taller. Not gonna happen, so we use were. So in normal sentences with I, we use was, and when we're talking about hypothetical situations, we use were with the subject I. Next, here and there. When we use here and there, we have to look at the subject which follows it. The verb agrees with the subject after here and there. Here is your bunch of keys. Bunch of keys, not keys, bunch of keys. Singular subject. So we use here is. Here are the flowers. Flowers, plural subject. So we use are. There is a big building. There are 2 chairs. So word sentences like this, when we use here and there, we have to agree with the subject which follows it. Then there are certain fixed expressions which are using singular verb. 50% of the work, fixed expression, is done. Half of the money has been sent. So for fixed expressions, we use singular verb. Let us look at another scenario. One subject with multiple verbs. We have a single subject and we have certain additions we are adding to it. And how do we do that? The team. The team is a subject here. The team plays well, communicates effectively and wins matches. We have 3 verbs here. What are they? Plays, communicates and wins. 3 verbs for this single subject. So when we have a single subject and more verbs for that, it should agree with the subject. The team is singular. Singular, so we used singular verb plays, singular verb communicates and singular verb wins. We eat breakfast, read the newspaper and check the emails every morning. We is a plural subject, so we use plural verb eat, plural verb read and plural check the emails. So that's it. What did we learn today? We learned about subject-verb agreement. What is that? The subject should agree with the verb. If the subject is singular, the verb should also be singular. If the subject is plural, the verb should also be plural. As simple as that, but we learned about different scenarios or cases we have to keep in mind when you're doing these kind of questions. And for design aspirants, you might get questions to correct your sentences, like sentence correction, and only if you know these basic things, you will be able to correct those sentences. So for you, I'm giving you 5 questions. You can do it on your own. First one, either the students or the instructor dash responsible for arranging the exhibition. You have 4 options there. Choose the right one. The number of applicants dash increased since last year. 2/3 of the class dash submitted their models on time. And the 4th question, there dash been several attempts to redesign the space but none successful. The committee dash made its final decision and it dash to be announced tomorrow. So these are the 5 questions I am giving to you based on the class we have done so far. Comment down below. Thank you guys for watching till the end of the video. If you have any queries, you can reach out to us on the number shown on the screen. So until next time, thank you.